Hey there, it's Alana Jordan with AfterBuzz TV here at Power Morphicon in Anaheim, California. The entire convention center has been transformed, and it's all about Power Rangers. So let's go have some fun. Hey AfterBuzzers, I am here with Adi Shankar, which most people know, I think, from Castlevania, the amazing Netflix series, which is absolutely phenomenal. Cannot wait for the next season.
Thank you.
Now, this was an interesting one for you too, because I know you were approached for a live action series that you ended up kind of declining. What inspired you, or what was different about Ellis's version that made you really want to latch on and create this project that is such a unique adaptation of the game?
Well, to do it in the anime style. I grew up in Hong Kong for part of my childhood, and there would always be anime on TV, and it was never in English. I never knew what was going on, but I loved the visuals. Like, this is amazing. And no one would ever explain to me what was going on again. And I was like, you know what? One day I'm going to make my own anime. Yeah.
Did you have any pushback going? Because the 2D style is kind of going out of fashion now, but that's part of why I love this series so much.
The hand-drawn thing, I mean, it's been out of fashion. I think what really, there was a movie called Titan AE that got a big theatrical release right around when I was in high school, and it bombed and kind of killed the 2D animation industry on a theatrical level. And then things started moving more into 3D, and that became this like prevailing art form for animation. And I was just like, yeah, no, it's great. You know, like Boss Baby's, Wall-E, great. You know, Wall-E, probably the best post-apocalyptic film of all time, top 3. But man, that 2D hand-drawn look is so dope. That's like a whole art form that just kind of vanished. I was like, we got to bring that back. We got to bring that back. Like, that shouldn't go away.
How was it working with Netflix, and how did that come to be? Because I know initially you were trying to kind of kickstart, and then Netflix signed on. So how did that arrangement?
Like, really know your history. It's like, whoa.
I like Castlevania. What can I say?
Like, really, yeah. I mean, the whole thing was like, yeah, we're gonna go on Kickstarter, and it was like around that time when the Power Rangers short dropped, and like Netflix hit me up on Twitter, and at this point I was like done. I was like gonna like peace out of Hollywood. Like, I didn't really want to be there anymore, and it wasn't like at that moment. It was something I was building up to, like leaving, right? And I had this like amazing meeting with the folks at Netflix, and they were like, you know, what do you want to do? And the answer was Castlevania as an anime.
I love it. Now, it's not surprising that they definitely wanted to work with you after the Power Ranger short, because, of course, being here at Power Morphicon, everybody has been losing it over you being here, because that short was incredible. How did that short come to be? Because a lot of people have hailed that as better than pretty much most Power Rangers movies that have come out, because it is, again, so uniquely your style.
That panel I just went to was insanity. I had no, you know, the questions people were asking were so in depth, and like people had really seen that. It's, you know, I think a lot of it comes down to just having some of the most amazing collaborators. It's just, I have amazing collaborators. You know, like on Castlevania, I get to work with Warren Ellis. Sam Dietz is a fantastic director. You know. Keven, my producing partner on the show, he's a legend in the animation world. And then the same thing kind of holds true with Power Rangers. You know, like Joseph Kahn is such a talented, smart dude. Just talented, smart dude. You know, and it looks the way it looks because of Joseph.
Now, how were you able to get such big name actors like James Van Der Beek, Katie Sackhoff into the short film? How did you pitch it to them to say, look, guys, I'm going to do Power Rangers, but it's not going to be Power Rangers like anything you've seen?
Well, the idea was originally to just kind of do it with a complete unknown cast, right? Just cause. And then Joseph Kahn, the director, he was like, well, dude, I really want Katie Sackhoff in it. And I was like, all right, well, yeah, I know Katie Sackhoff. I could just email her. And I emailed her, and literally within 3 minutes she responded. She's like, I'm in. But I didn't really fully explain to her what the project was. I just said I'm, gonna to make the short film, like throw it on the internet, because it's like my second favorite show growing up, and I want to like make a. I didn't realize Power Rangers had a fan base, by the way. Like I had no idea, because I didn't know anyone who like liked the show growing up. I loved it, and this was like an homage to this my second favorite show growing up. And so yeah, Katie signed on, and then I hit up. Actually, James and I were having dinner. Van Der Beek and I were having dinner, and he brought up the shorts I was doing, and he was like, "Well, I want to be in one of them. Let's do a Mortal Kombat one or something." And I said, "Dude, my stuff's like already very violent. I think if you stack that violence on top of Mortal Kombat, like we'll have problems with people. So let's have you do this Power Rangers one that I'm about to start shooting." And then he came on.
That's amazing. Yeah, you've been hailed as kind of the Quentin Tarantino of the digital generation. So I imagine your take on Mortal Kombat would just be more blood than is even available in any of the special effects stores. So, but I would like to see that one anyway.
What I think is interesting about Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat inherently was a spoof, and I feel like everything I'm doing is constantly like, it's like the bootleg universe, it's like a vibe. It's like the thing, and then what we do is we change it. We change it in a way that it's still authentic to what it is, in a way that the original fans, it's not the thing that the studios try to do for years, which was like, go like, okay, there's these existing fans, but let's try to get these people. I'm like, no, we're going to make it for those existing fans, but we're going to tell it through a different point of view or a different lens.
Well, I think that's kind of the cool thing about the fan films as well, is because it's from fans for fans. So you're
Totally.
not worried about, are the toys going to sell, because that's not anywhere in the mindset. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for telling a really amazing story, which you've retold, again, Punisher and Venom and Power Rangers. What is the one fandom that you really, really want to conquer next, that is maybe one that is a little more outside the box? Because Power Rangers was pretty outside the box. That one, I think everyone, after they watched it, you just sit for a second and you're just like, whoa.
I don't think this one's so outside the box, but again, I don't really know what outside of the box is, clearly, right? But I really, really, really want He-Man.
That would be dope.
Yeah, I really like He-Man. I used to watch it in India, actually. Like when I was a little kid. Like the first time I ever got in trouble was because I punched someone because I told them I had the power of Grayskull.
Okay, now I have to see this.
Yeah.
Do you have any dream projects that you would want to do kind of outside of the fandom universe, especially now with all of your work being so successful and everyone kind of vying to get at you?
So like besides He-Man, what would I want to do?
Yeah, just anything on any scope. It's a big question.
It is a big question, and it's a big question because there's a lot of potential answers, right? And we're making the assumption that it's like the Adi Shankar version of it, or the bootleg universe version of it, versus like the corporate entertainment version of it, right? Because the corporate entertainment version of it, and then the answer is like, give me like, I don't know, give me the most like cash grabby thing, because if you're gonna sell out, then just sell out all in, right? Don't sell out to make like the Smurfs, like sell out to make like
go for green, not blue.
Right. exactly. Mega Man.
Oh. Mega Man would be pretty awesome. What would be your kind of dream cast? Because Katie Sackhoff, I think, you said that was kind of more Khan's cast, but, if you're going to get a Starbuck, right? So who would you get for Mega Man?
I feel like because now there's all these things you can do with like mocap and facial capture, right? Like for instance, like if I were to recast Wolverine, for argument's sake, just to illustrate the point without illustrating the point about Mega Man, right? Like if I were to recast Wolverine today, like I would have Jack Nicholson play Wolverine because he's actually the perfect Wolverine, right? But then you just kind of like facial capture him, and then you like plant the face and make a young. You can basically have old Jack Nicholson play young Jack Nicholson as Wolverine. Like that's how I would approach it. So it's not like, Mega Man's like a kid called Mega Man, right? Effectively, but you don't necessarily need a child. It's more like who embodies the spirit of the character. Like I think part of the Henry Cavill, great actor, right? He did a great job in Fallout, Mission Impossible. But I feel like he's completely wrong for Superman because, like, he looks like Superman. He doesn't have the essence of Superman. Versus like you look at like The Rock. The Rock has the essence of Superman in real life. And then that's easier to portray. I didn't answer your question. I apologize. But you see my point, right? Like
I think that would be amazing.
Like it's finding the person that actually like epitomizes the character and then amping it up, because a lot of these characters are like a lot of characters that come out of fandom, they're not subtle characters, right? They're closer to being professional wrestlers than they are to being like, I don't know, like Ethan Hawke in an Ethan Hawke movie, who's like very subtle, or you get the point.
Like Ethan a Kate Hawke. Blanchett versus a John Cena.
Right.
I love that though, hiring the essence or casting off of the essence instead of just the physicality, especially now with the ability to have all the CGI and the mocap and kind of changing things. I think that's a really, really cool. I like the way your brain works. I like it. So what advice would you have to other independent film creators, maybe people creating their own fan films as well, as to how to create something that is going to be truly successful, or at least something that other people are going to want to watch?
Make it for yourself. And make it for yourself, like, because even if it doesn't work, if you find other people that like it, then you won't feel alone. That was the big thing with me. I was telling people earlier about the Power Ranger short. I was like, the reason it made me happy was because this is how I viewed this show as a 7-year-old. And the fact that, years have gone by, and they're like having me speak at a Power Rangers convention, and there's like a room full of people going like, that was awesome, make more. I'm like, that's crazy, right? Especially, yeah. So I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't know. But yeah, it's that, and also something about, finding your voice, because I feel like that's what gets lost a lot. There's a lot of like mob ideas. Nah, whatever, that's not.
It makes sense because you have a very distinct style. Like you can see something and you're like, oh no, I know who made that. Like, and I know that it's going to be cohesively with all of the other things I'm going to binge watch in a row from the same YouTube channel. So I think that totally makes sense. That's a really great advice.
And find other people like you, or people who compliment you, either like you or compliment you or something. But you have to find your collaborators. Like you have to find your tribe. That's super important.
And as far as collaborating, how important would you say social media is? Because I know you said you've had offers from Twitter and kind of reached out to people that way. Is that a way that people who maybe don't have those connections, who aren't going to be able to have dinner with James Vanderbeek, can maybe...
No, I think it's the internet. I think the internet altogether, right? Like people, like society was so weird before because everyone wore the same clothes and walked around wearing with the same script, feeling different things and never telling other people how they felt because they're like, that doesn't fit into the script. And all of a sudden, like, okay, you got to dress up and come to a convention to like hang out with people who like the characters you like, but there's actually something else going on. There's a shared language that's being communicated, both verbally, physically, on and on a subconscious level too, right? So these fandoms create ecosystems, and then that's kind of where you can find your collaborators, right, within the ecosystem, because you can tell that you can't tell, but with a high degree of certainty, all of a sudden you've been programmed the same way as someone who engages with that fandom that you like, because your influences, your reference points become the same, right? All of a sudden, if you're like, let's say you're writing a movie or a script or a short or whatever you're writing, painting a painting, and you say, okay, well, give him hair like Goku. You can't say that to everyone and have them know what you're saying.
That makes sense, yeah. I didn't even think about that, because I just immediately see Goku hair, because
Right.
again, speaking the same language.
We
so
speak the same language, right?
That makes sense.
But there are people who are going to watch this and go, I don't know what these people are saying. And it's okay.
I love it. So there's nothing like going to the actual conventions and really meeting these people and finding your tribe firsthand.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. Well, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you so much for joining us here too. This has been phenomenal. And where can everybody keep up with you and find you on the internet?
I mean, I have internet platforms, but so here's the thing with me and the internet, right? Like, I was all about it. I was like one of the first people like using all these things, and then they became like weirdly corporate, and I stopped using them.
So people should just check out your YouTube then, or?
No, I'm just if you follow me or check out my YouTube or follow me, but just I'm not gonna like routinely post stuff. But then sometimes I'll go on a binge and I'll post like 20 things in a day, because I'm like, I have an idea. Maybe I'll go on Instagram and start posting stuff about it.
I like it.
Yeah. That's kind of the way to do it.
Sounds
Follow
good.
me on the internet.
And you guys can follow us at AfterBuzz TV. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.